Woman spot symbol on car, friends tell her to run. When she first noticed the strange mark on her car, she didn't think much of it, but when she asked around it became obvious that this was much more deadly than it seemed. Now everything else made sense. She raced inside, locked the doors, and called 911. She told them everything that had been happening to her lately. The cop's voice was tight as he told her not to move. 27-year-old Jade Jules returned to her house, exhausted after a long week of work. She was looking forward to a quiet Friday night in front of the TV before calling it a night. Jade was a very independent woman and lived by herself in Newfoundland, Canada. But this particular weekend, she never wanted some company so much in her entire life. Despite working as a waitress and being surrounded by people all the time, Jade was actually an introvert. She wasn't big on people and kept her circle of friends small. She tried to keep a low profile and didn't like to draw too much attention to herself, but people tended to naturally gravitate towards her. Even the bad ones. Jade went to bed tired that night, but just before she was about to drowse off, she heard a strange noise outside. It sounded like it was coming from her front yard. There was some ruffling, and then it stopped. She soon ignored it and drifted to sleep, blissfully unaware of what was happening outside her house. The next morning she woke to a full trash can, so she went outside to throw out the garbage, but on her way she noticed something strange about her car. On her car, written across the windscreen, was the letters 1F. At first, she thought nothing of it, but it sank in that someone had trespassed on her property during the night. Was that the noise she heard last night before she went to sleep? She could have just dismissed the strange symbol as some kind of random teenage graffiti, but it felt too intentional. Something told her that there was more to this symbol than meets the eye. And she was right. Something was definitely wrong. Immediately, she grabbed her phone, took a video, and sent it to her friends group. She asked them if they knew what this symbol was or what it meant. She anxiously waited for their response. When she finally heard back from them, their horrified reactions confirmed her suspicions. They told her to run now. Jade's body sprang into action. She ran back inside, locked the doors, and called the cops. She told them about the symbol and the trespassing. She told them what her friend said and asked them if it was true. The cop's voice tightened as he told her to stay inside and lock her doors. They'd be over as soon as possible. All Jade could do now was wait, but as soon as she hung up the phone she heard footsteps approaching her door. She was paralyzed with fear. She grabbed her phone and slowly approached the front door, being careful not to make the slightest floor creak. Tentatively, she raised her head to look out the door's peephole. Suddenly, she gasped. Shaking, she opened the door and let her mother in. She completely forgot about their lunch date, but she was relieved to see her. She locked the door behind her and told her what was happening. When the cops arrived, they destroyed the symbol and told her to live somewhere else for a while. Was this symbol really that dangerous? The cops told her that someone was targeting her. It didn't make sense. Who would do that? But soon, everything would become crystal clear. The cops continued to tell her that the noise she heard last night was most likely the culprit, but what was more alarming was what the cop revealed to Jade next. Whoever did this was planning it for weeks. The 1F symbol was a gang symbol used to mark houses to communicate that there was one female living there. This meant that it was an easier target for robberies and other criminal acts. The cops advised Jade to live with her mom for a while and then improve security around her house. She recalled her experience. I was terrified. I thought someone did it as a joke or something, but then all the messages came in, so my mom came and got me. I packed some stuff and haven't been home since. Luckily, Jade's mom was more than willing to have her daughter stay with her for a while, especially given the circumstances. I'm not sure what kind of crime the symbol meant in my situation, but if all that is true, then I'm scared about what could have happened, she said. I'm beyond grateful for everyone that messaged me telling me to stay safe and be careful and to not post my whereabouts. My friends really saved me. So what happens now? Jade did what was recommended to her by the cops and then bought some cameras and an alarm system and installed them around her house. She even adopted a dog for security. Since the incident, her neighborhood formed a watch committee and Jade never experienced any more incidents after that frightful weekend. Success.